Chris Wilson. I mean, Chris, you mentioned that you sort of set out to standardise things and to make contracts more workable from that point of view. One of the questions that I've been confronted by today with several people is the complexity of the legal problems of approaching shared services, and are we getting enough support and investment from central government here? It seems that a great many people are having to sort of go down the route individually at high cost and so on. Where do we stand on that?
Well, I think that certainly is an issue in the sense that, you know, for shared services we don't have a single central government department which has a very visible lead. I mean, communities and local government does have the lead, but we don't see a particular sort of, if you like, a particular individual there which is leading it. But I think what we find in other sectors is central government departments are prepared to fund standardisation programmes, and that's what we are pushing for with communities and local government under CSR 07. I think obviously there's been a number of developments in terms of EU legislation which have made it more complicated for local authorities, and that's primarily referring to the cases which have set difficulties in terms of public to public. So local authorities trading with other local authorities now having to go through effectively the same competitive process as they would if they were working with private sector entities. So that has, that's to some extent set things back. But having said that, I think there's plenty. I mentioned community interest companies. I think there's plenty of ways that local authorities can work together without having to form formal JVs or LLPs. But having said that, there's no reason why they shouldn't form JVs if they go down the appropriate route. And then, as I've said, we would then look at them forming a JV with a private sector partner. So, I mean, we're putting forward one particular approach to that, and I've already indicated that, you know, standardisation, standardised contracts, standardised output specifications, these are critical. When we look at the rigour with which corporate services projects are developed in individual local authorities at the moment, we don't see the rigour we see, say, in a PFI contract. You know, we don't see the specification of outputs, we don't see the specifics in terms of efficiencies, we don't see the kind of rigorous approach to procurement and efficiencies that we might want to see, and therefore I think there is a lot of work to do in that area. Okay,
thank you very much indeed. Right, ladies and gentlemen, it's over to you. Any questions from the auditorium, please? Your chance. On the left here, thank you.
Faz Nadeem from Global Soft UK, doing an assignment for Oxfordshire on the shared services. Question for Chris Wilson. Just curious that the guidance that you're working on for local government, listening to what you were saying, I see that there are joint ventures and there are public partnerships that you are suggesting. So could that be like a stepping stone if you start with a public partnership? Let's say Cambridgeshire and Northamptonshire, they do that, and then later on they can then bring in a private partner to that equation?